Hello everyone, this is Shatrupa and today I've brought another session on verbal ability. Thank you for your superb response on verbal ability. I suppose you all are liking it. So, let's have a look at the kind of questions that you will be getting or facing in placement tests. So, let's have a look. Okay, so the thumb rule remains the same. I give you 15 seconds for solving each question. Comment below fast, okay, so that I will start explaining even faster. Okay, so let's get started. So, this is your first question. Your time starts now. You have to say what does it mean when you're told that he is at sea? What does the phrase at sea means? Alright, so time is up. Okay, so at sea, what do you do when you're at sea? Okay, what do you see at sea? High tides and low tides. So, what is it? It's a mixture of two things, right? There is no surety whether it is a high tide or a low tide. So, it's always a mixture of everything. So, when it is said that he is at sea with maths, suppose this is the statement. What does this at sea means? That means he is literally confused. He is not sure about it. Okay. The phase at sea means being confused. Why? Because at times there might be high tides, at times there might be low tides. So you're not very sure of what kind of thing it is. So you're confused. So whenever someone says that he is at sea with maths, or he is at sea in the relationship. So what does that mean? That means that he is pretty confused. Okay. To be confused. Where is the answer? The answer is in option number 2. That is to be confused. Okay, clear? Similarly, the second question is again another phase. You have to try saying the meaning of it, and your 15 seconds starts now. This is quite a simple one, right? Like, I suppose I use it very often. I don't know about you people, so give it a try. Okay, the statement says at one's wit's end. Okay, that means when you are left with you're left with no more knowledge. Okay, after this point, at your end of your wit, the point where you stop thinking, from there whatever you answer, that is a very perplexed answer, a very much not sure kind of an answer, because you don't know about it. That is the end of your wit. Okay, so this is a very sarcastical statement. When someone is arguing with you and one point they stop arguing because they are left with no points, that is when it is said that he is at his wit's end. Okay, that is the end of his wit. After that he cannot progress. Okay, so what is that phase known as? That phase is known as a perplexed situation. Like, you want to fight, but you have no points left, so you can't fight. Okay, so that is a very perplexed situation. So it's said, like, you make a mockery of the person who's not able to answer something, and you say that he is at his wit's end. So that means being perplexed. Okay, so your answer is again in option number 2. Okay, that is perplexed. Chalo, moving on to the next question. For this question, I give you a time of 30 seconds. Okay, your time starts now. This is nothing but change the voice. That is active and passive voice. You have to decide in which voice it is given and just change the voice. Okay. Alright, so your time is up. Change the voice. The statement says that her selection in the crew surprised Peter. Now, who was surprised? Peter was surprised. By what? By her selection. And who saying the statement? Some third person. right? Some third person is saying the statement that there are two people, one is a girl and one is Peter, and Peter was surprised by her selection in the crew. So, what does this mean? This means when this third person refers to a statement where there are two subject bodies, then that is a passive voice. What is an active voice then? When the first person, the person holding the name, with his name you start the statement, you address this person and give the entire statement. That is when you call it to be an active voice. Okay. So whenever a statement starts with a subject, okay, then only it is said to be an active voice. Okay. So how will you rephrase this statement without changing the meaning of the statement but changing the voice? Okay. So, the statement will start with Peter. We all know that because I have given you that hint. Okay. So, there are two options. One is Peter and other one is her. So, eliminate all the option that begins with her, because this will not be there at the start. Okay. The subject with the name will be there at the beginning. Okay. So, what is the answer? Peter. See, her selection in the crew surprised Peter. That means she has already been selected. Okay. So, what will be the statement? Peter was surprised at her selection in the crew. Okay, so this will be the answer. Peter was surprised at her selection in the crew. Okay, her selection in the crew surprised Peter. That is a passive voice. This is the active voice. Okay, so where's your answer? Your answer is in option number 2, right? Yeah, answer is in option number 2. Okay, good. Similarly, you have the fourth question, which is again on change the voice, right? So you have again 30 seconds for it, so give it a try. Okay, so your time is up. The question says, has the company considered your profile? Okay, it is like someone is asking someone, has the company considered your profile? So, what will be the change in voice? Now, who's going to consider your profile? The company is going to consider your profile. So, what will the statement start with? The statement should start with profile. Okay. Now, if you see the option, everything almost starts with profile. So, but what will be the actual formation of the statement? That whether your profile is considered by the company or not, that will be your formation, right? So, what will be the formation of this question that has been given? That has the company considered your profile? That means what? Has your profile been considered by the company? That is the question. Okay, don't change the meaning of the statement. Try framing the question in the appropriate way. Okay, since that is a question being asked, so what will you rephrase it as? Has your profile been? Okay, since I've been asking that, I'm asking that. That means I'm questioning him. He has probably submitted his profile at a particular company and I'm asking him. So that will be in past continuous form. Has your profile been considered by the company? Okay, this is going to be your answer. I suppose this is there in option number 2. Has been, past continuous. Okay. Alright. So moving on to the next question. Okay, you have 30 seconds for this question. Give it a try. Okay. Basically, what you have to do, you have to arrange the statements in proper order. Okay. So go for it. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, the first statement says that an ad in the newspaper said that. Okay, said that fully furnished apartment. Okay, it can be an option, fully furnished apartments. Then air conditioned. No. Have you seen any bag that describes a shop? Fully air conditioned showroom, right? Must have seen that. So, this place, what is air conditioned? The place that is air conditioned comes after mentioning that it is air conditioned. Okay, have you seen university advertisement? Okay, like it might be written 200 acre land having 23 sprawling Wi-Fi campuses with air conditioned classroom. So this classroom that is air conditioned comes after the term air conditioned. That means air conditioned will come before. Okay, this will be the first one. Then you will have fully furnished apartments. This will be the order of A and B. Okay, then you can say are available for the gentlemen of taste. Okay, fine. So that is as usual, are available, fine. Okay, so what happens to this air condition? What happens to these classroom? It's are open for admission, right? Similarly, these are available, these rooms are available now for whom? For the gentlemen of taste. Okay, people who like to enjoy the luxury of having a air conditioned fully furnished apartment, these places, this apartment is now open, it is now available for the gentlemen of taste. Okay, so what was important in this statement was arranging this thing. Always remember, when there is a term air conditioned, that comes before the place that is air conditioned. Okay, so what is your order? It is B, A, C and D. Okay, that is B, A, C, D. Where is this B, A, C, D? That is in option number 4. So, what will be your answer? Your answer will be an advertisement in newspaper said that air conditioned, fully furnished apartments are available for the gentlemen of taste. Alright? Okay. Moving on to the next question. Your 30 seconds starts now. Again, you have to rephrase these questions. Okay, your 30 seconds are up. Now you see, the statement says the government should. The government should what? Government should what? Has to do something. That is what we are trying to say. The government should introduce policies. Okay, should do what? Should introduce do what? Introduce policies. Why? That is the obvious thing, right? Why? To improve. Again, what will you improve? What? The quality of education. Where? In government schools. Okay, so again there is a pattern to it. Okay, like the government should, when you hear this half filled statement, government should what? Do what? Should introduce policies. Okay, but why? To improve. Again, what? What should you want to improve? The quality of education. Where? At the government schools. Okay, so it will be B, then A, then C and D. Oh, again the same option. B, A, C, D. Nice. So where is this? This is an option number 4. So what will be our answer? The answer will be the government should introduce policies to improve the quality of education in government schools. Okay? Great. So I suppose you are now getting a little catch on the how you're going to solve these kind of questions. Okay. Now I give you 30 seconds. Just tell me how to find the adjective in the statement. Okay. Now remember, adjective are words that give an extra meaning to the statement. That is an adjective. Okay, see, time is up. So, as I told you, adjective does nothing but adds an extra meaning to a statement or a sentence or to a thing or a person. Now, for example, Ram is a brave boy. Ram is a boy, that is fine. What is this brave doing? This brave is adding a little extra meaning to the entire statement of Ram being a boy, that Ram is not just a boy, he's a brave boy, okay? So it's adding an extra meaning to the statement. That is what exactly adjectives do. For example, he is tall and handsome. So what is this tall and handsome doing? The tall and handsome is adding an extra effect to the person he. Okay? So these are the adjective. Any word that adds an extra meaning to a statement, thing or a person is known as an adjective. So if you look at the statement over here, on looking at the cloudless sky, Peter said it won't rain today. Looking at the cloudless sky, Peter said it wouldn't rain today. Okay? So, what did this statement mean? It simply meant that Peter is trying to say it will not rain today. So, what was the adjective here? Like a cloudless sky. A sky is a sky, a normal sky, right? You look at the sky, you can say that, oh, no clouds, it will not rain today. But look at the phrase that he has used. He said that it is a cloudless sky and so it wouldn't rain today. So, what did he do? He used an adjective to define the sky that was cloudless. Okay. So what did this word cloudless do? It added an extra meaning to the sky, saying that it is cloudless and thereby it wouldn't rain today. So where's your answer? Your answer is in option number 2. Okay, which is cloudless. Clear? Okay. So moving on to the next question, but before that, we have launched our app recently, you all know that. So in this app you get everything technical, aptitude, verbal, everything, mock test, assignment, everything that you need for your placement. Okay, so it's a humble request from my end that please go download our app. It's available on Play Store and App Store both, so please try it. The link is in description box below. I'm sure that this app will be very helpful to you. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Again, find the adjective. Okay, so your 30 seconds starts now. Please find the adjective. Okay, so if you look at the question, it says that he ate 40 bananas in a contest. Okay, he ate 40 bananas in a contest and fell sick. Obviously, he'll fall sick after eating 40 bananas. Okay, so after eating 40 bananas, he fell sick. You have to find the adjective. Okay, Now the statement simply means what? It means कि he ate bananas at a contest and that made him fall sick. Now, what is this 40 doing there? 40 is just emphasizing the fact that he ate so many bananas, right? Again, adding an extra emphasis, adding an extra sense and extra meaning. Like, oh my god, he ate 40 bananas in a contest and thereby he fell sick. If you go and say someone, he ate bananas in a contest and he fell sick, they are like, okay. But if you say them, he ate 40 bananas and then he fell sick, the person will be like, oh my god, 40 bananas. So, what will people emphasize on? They'll emphasize on the number. Why? Because that is going to add an extra meaning. 40 bananas is too much, right? So, it's almost more than 4 dozen. So, what is going to be your answer over here? Your answer is going to be 40. Okay, your answer is 40. That is an option number 3. Okay, alright. So moving on, sick is not a adjective because sick is a state that happened afterward. So you go and try it out. Try saying someone, I ate 40 bananas and I fell sick. They'll not focus on the word sick. They'll focus on the word 40 bananas. Why? Because that is catchy. Okay, you fell sick, that is a consequence that happened. But what made the statement look lucrative and more attractive? That was 40 bananas. Okay, so that added a meaning, that added a sense to the statement. So moving on, we have already done the same kind of question previously and this one is quite simple, I suppose. I still give you 30 seconds. Try answering the question. Okay, so coming down to this question, this says dusk is to evening and dawn is to dash. Now, I came across this word dusk when I was in grade 8. Okay, there was a poem named Dusk. It was written by some author, I don't remember. There was a poem named Dusk, and that is when I knew the meaning. What does dusk mean? Okay, so dusk means the time when the sun sets, and the night just starts. Okay, that time in between, that is known as dusk. After sunset and before darkness, that moment is known as dusk. Okay, so dusk is the meaning of evening. That is the evening time. Okay, it's not night, it is not day, it's just evening. The sun has set and it's not yet dark. Okay, so that is when it's dusk. So what is this dawn? Dawn is the time when the night just starts fading, the night starts to disappear and morning approaches, the sun rises, the morning approaches. The time in between is known as the dawn. Okay, how will you remember dawn? Remember, in the morning you yawn because you don't feel like waking up. So remember, at dawn you yawn. Okay, so what does this dawn mean? This dawn means morning. Okay, almost morning, just a single ray of sunlight that is not completely a sunrise, but still you can see things without normal light. That is known as dawn. Okay, so dawn means morning. And I suppose you all at one time must have watched or read this story known as the Twilight. You all must be fan of Bella, I suppose, many of you. If not, then I don't know, because even I am one of those who has not watched this Twilight yet. Anyways, so howsoever, your option is in answer number, your answer is in option number 4, that is morning. Okay, so what are the twilights? Dusk and dawn. Okay, when there are two lights, one of the night and one of the morning, That is known as twilight. Okay. Okay. So moving on to the next one. That is the 10th one. Try finding a same one as trial and jury. See here, trial means all the issues, right? Some issues that is done, something the jury does. So, what is the relation between trial and jury? Try thinking that. Okay, so your time is up. See, trial means problems, okay, issues. There are issues at the court, okay, trial courts are there for that. So, there is a jury. So, who resolves? Okay, jury is someone who resolves the trial cases. So similarly, you need to find out someone will be here who will be solving the other thing. Okay. So voting and election. Voting cannot solve your election, right? Voting until and unless the votes are counted, there is no result. So voting does not decide on election. Hospital and doctor. Hospital does not resolve doctors, right? Hospital has doctors. Justice and lawyer. Now, justice do not resolve lawyers. Lawyers use some method and give justice to people, right? So, what is left? Arbiter and dispute. Okay? Just like jury resolves the trial cases, arbiter settles the dispute. Okay? So, answer is in option number 2. Okay, that is arbiter to dispute. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Give you 30 seconds. Substitute one word for the given statement, a man who always thinks of himself. Okay, substitute one word for the statement. This one is simple, right? Like many of you must be knowing this. Okay, so your time is up. So a man who always thinks of himself is egoist. Okay, a foolish person, a proud person, an eccentric person, they don't think only about themselves. That is the nature. Okay, I am proud of myself. I am a foolish man. Okay, I am a very eccentric man. Okay, so eccentric, foolish, and proud, they are all something we are relating to ourselves. In some matter, we are proud of ourselves. In some cases, we are foolish, and sometimes we are self-centered. That becomes eccentric. But egoist, a person who is egoistic, is a person who always thinks of himself. Okay? So, one word to substitute for a man who always thinks of himself is an egoist. Okay? Answer is in option number 3. Clear? Okay. So, moving on to the next question. Okay? Again, substitute one word for the following. Okay, so your time is up. Okay, substitute one word, a man who speaks less in the forum. Okay, forum is a place where you have to, where there are many people discussing their views and all. A person who speaks less in a forum is known as reticent. Okay, unintelligible is not valid. Okay, maybe this person is very intelligent, he's observing everyone, and at the end, he gives a decision, he says something. A person who speaks less, someone who speaks less, is known as a reticent. Okay, in a forum is known as a reticent. All right, I want you to find the meaning of banal and garrulous. Please find the meaning of these two words and comment below. All right, I want you to find the meaning of banal and garrulous. Do it. Okay, so whatever the answer is, please let me know in the comment section. Moving on to the next type of question, that is to find the synonym of the following word. Okay, it says detest. Your 30-second has started. Please go for it. Okay, detest means intense hatred. That is what you mean to say when you say the term detest. Okay, that means intense hatred, unlikeness. You don't like a thing at all. That intense hatred or unlikeness is known as detest. So I suppose there's only one option for that. See, distract, loath, and far is not something which is related to hatred or unlikeness. So the answer is in option number 3, that is hate. Okay, so detest simply means intense hatred or unlikeness. Okay, so answer is in option number 3. Moving on to another synonym question. Your 30 seconds starts now. Please think of the word, think of the option that are given, and then give the answer. Okay, so your time is up. One obvious answer we all relate to the term luxuriant, which means luxury, is lavish. Lavish lifestyle, right? But when will you have a lavish lifestyle? When you have a ample of luxury, that means a lot of luxury. When these luxury are abundant, okay, then only it will be a lavish one, then only you will be called an luxuriant. Okay, so all the three, all the above is the answer is all of the above. That is in option 4. Okay, if it is a luxury thing, then it has to be available in ample amount. If it's available in very less amount, you cannot enjoy its luxury. Okay, it has to be abundant. Ample means more, so if ample is there, then abundant is also there. Okay, so both of them are the answer, and lavish is a very obvious answer for luxury, right? So all of the above is the answer in this case. So your answer is in option number 4, that is lavish, ample, and abundant. All right, moving on to the question number 15. You have to find the antonym, opposites. Okay, your time starts now. Okay, so your time is up. Now you see, remiss is a term that is used to define carelessness or casual. Okay, someone who's very casual at work, he's a remiss person. He's very casual at work. He's very careless. So, what will be the opposite of casual? Someone who's bound to, someone who's dutiful, someone who is careful. Okay, so these will be the opposite of casual, right? Someone who's dutiful, he's not casual, right? So this dutiful will also be the opposite of remiss, the antonym or opposite of remiss. Okay, so remiss means carelessness or casual, and opposite of carelessness or casual is dutiful or careful. So here you have only one option, I suppose, that is dutiful, that is in option number 3. So your answer is in option number 3, that is dutiful. Okay, Forgetful, stylish, and wonder. These does not refer to carelessness. Okay, so the opposite is also not valid. Okay, so moving on to the last question of today. So let's have a look at it. Guess the opposite of insipid. Okay, so your time is up. Insipid means, first of all, to me, this word sounds like an insect. Okay, so for me, it is tasteless. Okay, so insipid means tasteless. So, what will be the opposite of tasteless? Tasteful or tasty. Okay, so there's nothing to do with discreet, stupid, and odorless. So, tasty is there in your option number 2. So, your answer is in option number 2, that is tasty. So, meaning of insipid is tasteless, and opposite of tasteless is tasty or tasteful. Okay, so your answer is in option number 2, that is tasty. So with this, we come to the end of a session. I hope you liked this session. This was helpful to you. Before leaving, I would request you again to please like, share, and subscribe to Campus Monk. Okay, please support us, and we'll be getting in more sessions for you. And yes, don't forget to download the app. It is available for App Store and Play Store both. So give it a try, and I'm sure that will prove helpful for you. So I'll see you people in the next session. Until then, bye bye. Thank you.